Welcome back to the Good Times We Share. Today we are making chocolate chip cookies with hazelnuts. We hope you enjoy this recipe as much as we did. So the first step is we're going to prepare our chocolate. So given I wanted my cookies to have some nuts in them, so I got one bar with hazelnuts and another bar of chocolate that is just plain milk chocolate. So half of the chocolate we need we're going to get from this one, which is 135 grams. So just cracking it up, and the other half, which is another 135 grams of chocolate chips, we're going to get from the plain bar. So cracking it all up as well, we're going to have a total of 270 grams of chocolate chips. Setting that aside, we are then going to get 225 grams of unsalted butter, and we're just going to whisk it until it is nice and soft. To this, we are going to add 165 grams of brown sugar and 150 grams of white sugar. And we're just gently going to mix it up in this way. To this, we'll introduce our chocolate chips and making sure we just mix everything well together. Moving to our flour, we get 270 grams of all-purpose flour. To this, we're going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Using a sieve, we're just going to sieve everything, making sure we break up all the lumps. And then we're going to add a 3/4 teaspoon of salt, mixing all that. We're then going to introduce it to our chocolate, butter, and sugar mix. Gently mixing that up together because you do not want to overbeat your butter. What you're going to have is a crumbly mix of the salt. So to make it all hold together, we're going to introduce something liquid. So 2 beaten eggs, just pour them in there. And just mix this up until everything is nice and moist, very gently. Once that is done, we're going to let this to rest for minimally 30 minutes in the fridge. So covering it up with some plastic wrap. We are going to put our mix in the fridge, minimally 30 minutes. After about 30 minutes, this is what we're going to have. Our mix is ready to be baked. So I want my cookies to kind of have the same weight or the same size. So I'm going to use a scale to measure like each and every one. So I want them to be like 110 grams each. So that's perfect. So I'm going to do this for everything else that's left, and we're going to make them into nice balls like this. So after that is done, our balls are ready. You can put them back into the fridge for like another 30 minutes or put them directly into the oven. So at this point, your oven should be heating up at 180 degrees Celsius. So make sure, according to the size of your tray, you put only enough that they do not stick together once they melt down as they are baking. So this melting process will cause them to hold together if they are a lot on the tray. So once you have baked them for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how brown you like them, this is what they're supposed to look like. So our chocolate chip cookies are ready. Opening them up, they should have like a hard crust and a really soft inside. So bon appetit à tutti. Until next time, it's bye-bye.